Hi guys, welcome back to Mark Digital. Um, we're just gonna take a look at the Ape Society project again. So this is part two of a series that we're doing on the Ape Society project. And again, just taking a deeper dive into the project so that everyone can see, what I'm seeing and how good this project really is. Again, I'm invested in this project, but I'm just doing this because I like the project and just to get the information out there. All right, so let's look into it. So in this part, we're going to look at the different classes and also the perks associated with the different classes. And like we were saying in part one, um, we looked at the traits of these apes, and all the NFTs out there have different traits, but this project took it a little bit deeper, where in addition to the traits, they have different classes, and those classes have different perks associated with them, right? So let's just take a look at the different classes. First, let's go to the gallery, and then let's go to the family tree. So here, this breaks down the different classes, as you can see here. These are all the different classes, and then those classes have different names associated to them, right? So it's like going down a rabbit hole with this project. It's um a never-ending road of different intricacies that are related to these apes, right? And that's why I find this project so fascinating, right? And kudos to the developers, kudos to the guys that came up with this project and worked on this one, because it's really good. And we're going to be looking at the community and the team in some other videos as well. Now, if you look at the different class here, you have 7 different class. So you have the nobles, you have the royal advisors, you have the military officers, you have the merchants, you have explorers, you have artists, and you have craftsmen, right? So associated with each class, you have names that go with them. And that name is only used within that class. So for nobles, you have them Medici, which all the nobles will have. So it's an easy way for you to tell which class they're coming from when you see the name. And then you have royal advisors, Lavings, Ving, and Monet. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna mispronounce these these names, but just pay attention to the detail. You don't need to pay attention to my pronunciations of these words. Now, the military officers, you have Wright, Baldwin, Maddock. Then you have the merchants. You have Cataldi, Chesa, Ventusi, Amato. You have the explorers, Garcia, Cortes, De Balbo, Castillo, De la Cruz. And you have the artists, Hill, Cox, Best, King, Rich, Mars, Ford. And then you have the craftsmen, which has more names. And as you can see, as you go down the list, you can see that going down the list, you have more names associated with that group, that class. And, it tells about the rarity of the class, right? So your rarity is coming from your most rare being your nobles, and then making your way down to your craftsmen, which are more common in the space. But the thing that these guys, I mean, I have to commend these guys. it's not just that the craftsmen are common, and then if you have a craftsman, you're supposed to feel less about the fact that you have a craftsman versus a nobles, because every single NFT has its own attributes that allows it to function in the ecosystem and have value in the ecosystem, right? And we're going to look into that next. So for craftsmen, you have the Simmet, Thomas, Brown, Roberts, Taylor, Walker, Davis, Robinson, Wilson, White, Edwards, Evans, and Green, right? So these are the different classes, and these are the names associated with those different classes. Now, if you go on the home page and you just scroll down a bit, you're going to see where you see the different classes um, and the different perks associated with those different classes, right? So it starts off here with the craftsman, and the craftsman, it gives you like a background on each of the classes. So the craftsmen are the fundamental building block of the Ape Society, and and other things. No functioning civilization can exist without its skilled laborers. So this is what I'm saying. Like, you guys can read a little bit more into these things, but each class has its place and its value in the society, right? But what's important to know about each class is essentially what are their perks, right? Because this will help you to make decision if you do decide to invest. Again, this is not investment advice. We're just sharing opinion on this channel. But if you do decide to invest, the perks can help you to decide on which one you want to invest in, right? Um, so for the craftsmen, it says here, craftsmen are able to build non-frame items for the cabin. So they can't build frames, because frames which you use to stake these apes and earn society tokens, which is a token which is used in the community. You can't, the craftsmen cannot build these frames, right? You have to purchase them, and I believe there's a limited amount, and that's why the craftsmen are not able to build them, right? Um, so non-frame items, they can build those, and these items include tables, seating, floors, walls, billiards, gramophone, storefronts, and more. Through their hard work, craftsmen can earn society through selling their wares at the market. So again, very common of all the apes, but it has its role and function and value in the society, right? Craftsmen also receive rewards when staking their apes with a base multiplier of one times, you could say. So when you stake your apes, depending on what ape you're staking, it has different perks associated with it. For the craftsmen, when you stake them, you're going to get a certain amount of society tokens, right? And depending on the ape that you're staking, you might be able to earn like one times, which is the exact amount that craftsmen would earn. But as you go into like your artist, your explorer, your merchants, and make your way up the classes, um, they have different multiplier, base multiplier associated with that. And let's jump into artist, and then you'll see what I mean. So here you have the artist, and it says here that artists receive one free frame in their cabins. So cabins are part of the real estate that's associated with this NFT project, which we will jump into as well. And then in those cabins, you can have your frame. Depending on the cabin that you have a limited amount of frame associated with that cabin, and then you can stake your ape there. So that's what they're referring to here. So artists receive one free frame in their cabin in honor of their contribution. In addition, artists receive extra weight in whitelist giveaway competitions, right? Artists also receive rewards when staking their apes with a base multiplier of 1.15. So 1.15. So if you looked at the craftsmen, they were like 1 times. The artist is 1.15, right? And as you make your way up, you're going to see up the classes, you're going to see that, it keeps increasing in terms of the base multiplier. So if we look at explorers now, explorers, given their nature of finding things first, explorers have their cost per frame reduced by 50%. So every time you purchase a frame, if you have an explorer in your wallet, you're gonna get that frame half off, right? So great perks. So you can look at these different perks and decide which one you think is more valuable to you and your quest in this NFT collection. Now, explorers also receive rewards when staking their apes with a base multiplier of 1.35. Then you have your merchants. Merchants receive 2% of revenue from non-frame items purchased and sold in the Ape Society market, giving them incentive to continue their great work. Merchants also receive rewards when staking their apes with a base multiplier of 1.45. You have your military officers. Military officers claim distant lands and have chances to receive free items and loot on their journey. So they can loot stuff from other apes, I believe. I don't fully understand how the looting works, but obviously they can loot something. Um, and then they have a base multiplier of 1.7. Then you have your royal advisors. So you're making your way closer up to the top. Um, you have your royal advisors are able to use their positions of power to provide internships and opportunities for other apes. Holding a royal advisor will boost staking rewards for all other held apes by 1.2 times. And royal advisors also receive rewards when staking their apes with the base multiplier of 2.35. You have your nobles, and nobles receive a larger starting cabin upgrade compared to the other classes, with a few special assets built exclusively for them. Nobles also receive rewards when staking their apes with a base multiplier of 7 times. Wow, it's a lot. And then you have your kings, which we didn't touch on it because when we looked at the classes, um, there wasn't any kings there. But you do have kings in the society, and there are definitely perks associated. I believe these guys are as high as it goes. As you guys know, in society, kings are at the top. Now, kings have access to the round table, an exclusive gathering of kings with a direct connection to the elusive Ape Force One. And I believe Ape Force One is a group that actually the created the NFT project. Um, that's what I gather from just researching the project. And so, as a king, you're pretty much a part of the board. kind of. You get to share opinions with them. Um, I mean, that's that's what kings do, right? You're a part of the board in terms of the NFT project, and maybe you can help to steer where it's going and all of that, right? Kings receive the perks of their class in addition to 1% of all rewards of their respective family, right? So again, you can see this is not just another NFT project. You guys let me know out there if you know of any other NFT project that goes this deep. I have never seen an NFT project that goes this deep. And for me, it's very thrilling to see this because this is very good for the community. Not just for, the NFT, not just for Cardano, but just for cryptocurrency on a whole. It's good to see guys putting effort into what they're doing, making sure that they're building quality projects. And it's good to see that, for us as investors, when we invest in something and people really respect what they're doing and respect their investors, it's really great, man. It's really great. And that's why I have to take the time to give these guys a huge shout out and really take some time to dig deeper into the project to see if other people out there can also just just give them a chance to see what this project is all about. So again, guys, in the next part we're going to be looking at the community of the Ape Society. So stay tuned.